Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Political Ray. We've got a few stories for you this morning. It was kind of a little bit of a wild Monday, but we'll get into a few things. I'm going to rapid fire just a few things off, and just give you my thoughts and what I think about it. And y'all can let me know what you think. But we'll get right into this. And we've got JFK files. President Trump came out yesterday, said that he will be releasing the JFK files as of today. He said yesterday it will be tomorrow, meaning today. So I don't expect a whole lot out of that, but we'll see what happens. He President Trump also came out and said that he's going to be pulling Secret Service details from Hunter and Ashley Biden. Apparently, Hunter's in South Africa right now. Apparently, he dined with Ellen DeGeneres down there. Um, Apparently, he's got 18 Secret Service members on his detail. President Trump said he's going to pull that. Um, eh, I don't know. Anyway, and we got Maine apparently is in violation of Article 9, letting men compete with women in their sports. So, like I said, we'll get into this and cover a bit of this, and I'll give you my thoughts, and y'all can let me know what you think. Um, right into this one here. This is from the Hodge twins on X. Love the Hodge twins. Those guys are hilarious. Anyway, so let's take a look at this. This is him talking about he's going to be releasing the JFK files. I don't expect a whole lot from this, honestly. I expect it to be very, very highly redacted. Um, it's kind of like I feel like this is just kind of another setup as far as when old Pam Bondi came out and said that she was going to be releasing the Epstein files. I kind of feel like this is just another setup for either just something that's very highly redacted, or maybe just a few pages of something that doesn't even explain anything. So I don't know. We'll see. I don't expect a whole lot. I don't expect a whole lot from it though. That's just what I think. Hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully there's more to it than that, but we'll see. Let's take a look
Waiting
at this here.
for.
Let's see.
We are tomorrow announcing and giving all of the Kennedy files. So people have been waiting for decades for this.
Yep.
And I've instructed my people that are responsible, lots of different people, put together by Tulsi Gabbard, and that's going to be released tomorrow. We are tomorrow.
Now keep in mind this was yesterday, so him saying tomorrow meaning today. Like I said before, I don't expect a whole lot from this. I'll be completely honest with you. I don't think that this is going to be some grand, 1,000-page document that explains everything, and there was more than one shooter and all these different theories about what actually happened that day. I don't expect it to be a whole lot. If it's a bunch of pages, it's going to be very highly redacted. I don't expect a whole lot from this, just because of the fact that it was a big, huge letdown with Epstein, and we still haven't seen anything else from that. Not even a whisper of it from this administration. Not since the whole photo op with the content creators. And again, with that, I don't blame them. A lot of them, like I said, they were blindsided with it. They didn't even know what was going on. They didn't know anything about the folders until they were handed them within the White House. So I don't hold them at fault. I hold the administration at fault. I think it was a terrible, terrible play. Um, that's my opinion. I mean, they're doing some things wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm a Trump fan. I like, for the most part, what he's doing, but Epstein's an easy one. I think that they dropped the ball on that. They came out, built it up, all this other stuff, and then it was a huge, huge letdown. The only information that was released was mostly already know. So, you know, I expect this to kind of be the same thing. Hopefully, I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I am, but I don't expect much out of this. Even if anything, maybe nothing even comes out today. That wouldn't surprise me either. But like I said, some of this stuff, I mean, it's information that's been for this kind of stuff. It's been out there for a long, 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 long time. JFK thing was decades long, and nobody knows anything about it other than what just theories and everything else that might have taken place. And it wouldn't surprise me, just like the Epstein files. I mean, those files have been where for how many years, if they even exist anymore. I mean, if it's something that major, it wouldn't be a surprise to me if all that paperwork, the documentation, the investigation, all that stuff is gone. It's just it either got destroyed, got lost. You know, who knows? I don't. I don't expect much out of this. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think I will be. Anyway, go ahead and move on. Well, not move on. Look, just I wanted to show this. Just as a quick thing to show, this is what I expect when he drops the JFK files. That's what I expect to see. Again, I hope I'm wrong, but that's what I expect. A piece of paper with a bunch of black lines on it. That's what I expect out of that. But anyway, we'll move on to Hunter and Ashley Biden. Apparently, Trump is going to be pulling their Secret Service detail. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know how I feel about this. I'll be completely honest. Um, Hunter and Ashley, do they actually need it? I don't know. I don't know if they need the protection. Hunter probably. I mean, I think people are more sympathetic towards Ashley, but Hunter definitely. I think he probably does need this. A lot of people don't like the fact that he was, having shady deals in back rooms. The whole Burisma thing and uh, him not being put in jail. People are not happy with that guy. So maybe he does need it. I don't. I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell you for sure. I don't know how many incidences that guy has. If his detail has to, if they've had incidences where they've had to, detain somebody or get somebody off. I don't know. I've never heard anything about it, so I couldn't tell you. Do they need it? Maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about it. But this is President Trump. We'll take a look at this. This is him saying that he's in South Africa. Hunter is in South Africa. He had dinner with Ellen DeGeneres, and he's got 18 Secret Service members that follow him around. Does he? That's another thing too. Does he really need that many? I mean, a detail of 5, would that do it? Maybe 6. I don't know, but I do feel that maybe 18 is a little excessive as far as the Secret Service detail. But I don't know. I'm not sure. You can let me know how you think about it. So
There were 18 Secret Service agents protecting Hunter Biden in South Africa this weekend. Who's paying for that, and do you plan to revoke the Secret Service protection?
Well, we have done that with many. I would say if there are 18 with Hunter Biden, that will be something I'll look at this afternoon. Okay?
Sir?
I just heard about it for the first time. So you have 18 Secret Service going. Where is he exactly?
In South Africa.
In South Africa. And South Africa, is on a watch list. You know that. Because what they're doing to people is brutal. And I've stopped having money go to South Africa. You know that. Billions of dollars. So he's in South Africa. That's very interesting. All right.
There were 18 Secret
now, like I said, I don't know. I don't expect him to. I don't know. Maybe he'll pull the whole detail. South Africa. I don't know why he's even down there. I mean, that's not a good place to be right now. All the reports that I've been seeing that coming out of there. Let's see. I'm gonna look this up real quick. Hunter Biden Secret Service. Let's see what I can find on this because like I said, I don't see. Anyway, here's this. This is the truth that President Trump put out on this. Hunter Biden has had Secret Service protection for an extended period of time, all paid for by the U.S. states taxpayer. There are as many as 18 people on this detail, which is ridiculous. He is currently vacationing in, of all places, South Africa, where the human rights of people has been strenuously questioned. Yes, because of this, South Africa has been taken off our list of countries receiving economic and financial assistance. Please be advised that effective immediately, Hunter Biden will no longer receive Secret Service protection. Likewise, Ashley Biden, who has 13 agents, will be taken off the list. Like I said, again, why is he down in South Africa? That's That's my number one concern. It's not a good place to be right now. The other thing is the I don't like the fact that my tax dollars are paying for his Secret Service detail, or Ashley's for that matter. I don't think that that's right. I think that family has made and accrued enough money that they can probably pay for their own security details at this point. I think that if anything, that should be the case. If they want Secret Service, they can fund their own private security. That's I don't like the fact that I have to pay for their security. That's just me. Maybe, other people think differently, and that's fine. You can let me know how you think about it, because I don't think that he should getting my taxpayer dollars in order to fund his security, especially when he's going to someplace called, someplace of all places, South Africa. The issues that they're having down there right now, and then he decides to go down there and have dinner with Ellen. I don't think that they should be using my tax dollars or yours to fund their Secret Service detail if they're going to such a place like that. Um, like I said, that family has accrued so much money they could pay for their own private security. That's what I think. Wasn't sure about it until just now. That's what I think. They have enough money they can pay for their own security. That's done. All right. Anyway, go ahead and move on to Maine. Maine has this is a little wild. Okay. Now we all saw the clip of the mayor's dinner, or mayor's convention, or the mayor's meeting, whatever you want to call it, of when President Trump was speaking, and he started talking about Maine. He said, "Is Maine here?" And she says, "You dang right I am." She used the other word, but I paraphrase. And he said, "Are you going to comply with the order saying that," because he's talking about his executive order saying that biological men, will not be competing with women in their sports. And I 100% agree with this, and I've gone over it before. If you want to take a look, I've got a couple of other videos that go into detail about how I feel about this. Men should not be competing against women. Period. End of story. Excuse me. So, according, this is I think this is Fox. Yeah, Fox News. HHS Civil Rights Office finds Maine in violation of Title IX for allowing biological male in women's sports. Good. I'm all for this. Look, women's sports was put into place for the protection of women. Men should not be competing against women. End of story. That's it. Anyway, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Office for Civil Rights, announced on Monday that the Maine Department of Education, the Maine's Principals Association, and Greeley High School are all in violation of Title IX. And this governor is gonna, she is gonna rue the day, I think, my opinion. But it's looking like everything's being stacked against her. Anyway, the Trump administration expanded its Title IX investigation into Maine last week, citing violation of President Trump's executive order, stating biological males are not allowed to compete in women's sports in educational and athletic institutions. Should have been the case all along. These people have a mental illness, and it's not that I don't feel sympathy or anything else for these people. They need mental help. I think that, pandering to their psychosis, or whatever you want to call it, I think it's bad. You shouldn't be encouraging these people to continue on with their mental illness. It's a mental illness. That's it. And they need to get help for that, not encourage them to compete against women where it's dangerous and it hurts the women. Anyway, the Maine's Principals Association, which is governing body of high school athletics in the state, and Greeley High School, were both added to the list of Maine's institutions HHS was investigating. The OCR also announced last month it was investigating the Maine's Department of Education based on information that Maine intends to defy Trump's executive order. Good. They need to be investigated. They need to be held. Look, accountability. I've said it 100 times. I'll say it 100 times more until something actually happens to these left-wing nut job people that are in office. Until there is accountability, until someone starts holding these people responsible for the actions that they take, they're going to keep doing whatever they want because there's no accountability and they know it. They can do whatever they want and get away with it because there's no accountability. And it goes for both sides, Republican and Democrat. Accountability. There has to be accountability, or people are just going to do whatever they want willy nilly. Anyway, I digress. Let's see. What else we got here? 4 days after the announcement, HHS issued a notice of violation. Good. Now the OCR's determination letter to the three entities is offering them an opportunity to voluntarily commit within 10 days to resolve the matter through a signed agreement or risk referral to the U.S. Department of Justice for appropriate action. Okay. This comes after the investigation from the OCR found all three entities are obligated to comply with the Title IX and violated Title IX. They have. I think every school that allows men in women's sports has violated this Article 9. It's that simple. A biological man is not allowed to compete with biological women. Done. End of story. Let's see. And do you ever wonder why you don't ever hear about a woman who is transitioning to a man competing against other men? Because it doesn't happen. They can't, because it's, and you can argue it all day long, but it's the simple fact of the matter that men are stronger physically. They're stronger than women. That's all there is to it. You can argue it all day long, but at the end of the day, that's how it is. The Maine Department of Education may not. What did it do? There we go. I think it was right here. The Maine Department of Education may not shrink its obligations under federal law by ceding control of its extracurricular activities, programs, and service to the Maine Principals Association. Anthony Archival, acting director of the OCR at HHS, said in a press release, "We hope the Maine Department of Education, the Maine Principals Association, and Greeley High School will work with us to come to an agreement that restores fairness in women's sports." I hope so too. I look, this governor of Maine, she's going to get raked over the coals over this. Trump's executive order 14201, better known as Keeping Men Out of Women's Sports, was signed to protect female student athletes in the women's category from having to compete with or against or having to appear unclothed before males. In turn, the executive order also mandated each federal department to review grants to education programs and, where appropriate, rescinding funding to programs that fail to comply with the policies established in this order. Now, again, everybody remembers at that governor's meeting, dinner, whatever you want to call it, that when he called that mayor out and he said, "Are you going to comply?" And she said, "We'll see you in court." And he said, "Oh, that should be a fairly easy one." Okay. He just said, "Okay, that's fine." Well, now she's going to reap the whirlwind, and I'm telling you, it's not going to go good for her. I could be wrong. I don't think so though. I think she's gonna be in the. Anyway, that's exactly what happened in Maine, as the state's Department of Education received nearly $1 million from HHS sub-agencies alone, which Maine House Republicans said in a press release this last week. And let's see. This is a picture. Maine State Representative Lori Libby is sounding the alarm over the state's defiance of President Trump's executive order demanding an end to biological males competing in women's sports. Good. At least there's somebody that is there that, doesn't fail to see the reason behind this. Republican legislators in Maine called on Governor Janet Mills, a Democrat, to comply with Trump's executive order, with millions of federal funding for K through 12 schools being threatened as a result of not doing so. And that's when she's like, "I'll see you in court." This isn't going well for her. And rightfully so. It shouldn't be going well for her. She's getting all kind of blowback from other people within that school system in the state. And rightfully so. because a lot of people are going to lose their funding because she decided to defy this order and she's going against Title IX. Let's see. If Maine Democrats continue to double down on allowing biological males to participate in girls' sports, our students stand to lose hundreds of millions of dollars to federal funding. Governor Janet Mills and legislative Democrats have a renewed opportunity to do the right thing, to ensure restored funding and a fair and level playing field for Maine girls, State Rep Laura Libby, Republican, said this past Thursday. Good. I mean, like I said, at least there's somebody that's in that state that can understand why we shouldn't have males competing against females. I mean, it's dangerous, and plus they don't want to lose their funding. I mean, that's going to have a big part to play in this. Libby became a prominent figure in the main debate after posting a Greeley High School pole vaulter on social media. The pole vaulter competed as recently as June 24 as a biological male and ended up winning a state championship as a woman. It's ridiculous. I mean, everybody. There was the male, the long jumper, that just completely blew out the women. Got a state record of he beat the closest woman to him was 8 feet in a long jump. It's ridiculous. The fact, I mean, these girls train hard and they deserve to have a chance against the other women. But when you put a biological male in there, this kind of stuff happens. You got the volleyball player that got the ball spiked into her face. You got the basketball team that had 3 different girls get injured before they had to forfeit because they ended up not having enough girls to play. And you got the long jumper that the closest female jumper next to him was 8 feet away. It's insane. This shouldn't be happening. These women deserve a chance to be competitive and play in sports for women, not letting these men inside their sport. Anyway, let's see. Democrats in the Maine legislature censored Libby for the post, which showed the athlete competing as a male while next to an image of the athlete winning the women's pole vaulting competition in the Maine Class B Indoor Championship in February. Trump called out Maine shortly after Libby's post began to stir up debate. Trump had a public argument with Governor Mills at the White House. That's, everybody saw that, where he threatened state funding if Maine didn't clean that up. Mills replied she would see Trump in court. Everybody saw that clip. It was all over the place. And like I said, rightfully so. He should pull the funding, and these people need accountability. They keep doing this stuff because there's no accountability. They know that they're not going to have any repercussions because they just do whatever they want and get away with it. Accountability. I'll say it 100 more times. Until something actually happens, these Democrats are just going to go off and do whatever they want because there's no accountability. All right. Mills, in congruence with the Maine Principals Association, argues that Trump's executive order conflicts with Maine's current human rights law. As a result, following the executive order would defy state law, which currently allows athletic participation based on the person's stated gender identity. It does not matter what they think that they are. If they are a biological man, they should not be competing against women, period. No president, Republican or Democrat, can withhold federal funding authorized and appropriated by Congress and paid for by Maine taxpayers in an attempt to coerce someone into compliance with his will. Mills said in a statement when the HHS initially announced its investigation. It's a violation of our Constitution and our laws, which I took an oath to uphold. Look, she's grandstanding on that. An executive order is something that the president can do. And look, HHS found them to be in violation of Title IX anyway. So that that codifies his withholding of the funds and everything else. So, look, I think that she needs to be held responsible for her actions. I think that, like I said, both sides, Republican, Democrat, all of them, they need to be held accountable because until they do, they're just going to keep doing whatever they want. So that's all I've got for today. I know there was a lot more news than that, but I've got to get my butt ready for work. But I appreciate you hanging out. If you did like what you saw, you hung out through my ramblings, you can follow me on Rumble. You can also subscribe on YouTube, but I would go to Rumble. That's where it's at. They got a whole new lineup from 9 a.m. all the way to 5 p.m. You got a whole lineup. Go to Rumble. I'm telling you, it's going to be taken over. Anyway, you can also follow me on X at the Political Ray. And again, I appreciate you hanging out, and I hope you all have a blessed day. And thanks again.